Let's bring Dr. Sadie Allison in here. Spanish, you go get her and put her in the sex seat. We should make her have like some sort of sex swing seat or something.
Yeah, I'm sure a doctor would love to do that.
Don't you think she tries it all out? And really,
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. And the whole fact that she's hot makes it better. It's also the reason why I'm periscoping.
Oh, okay.
I feel that Dr. Sadie Allison will bring in. Oh yeah, very pretty. How are you doing? Come on in, Pumpkin. Sit down. Have a seat. It's very nice to meet you.
This is the sex seat?
That is the sex seat.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You should bring your own sex apparatus, like a swing, and sit in it while you do the interview. I don't know. That's just me being a pervert. How are you doing? Yeah, sit down. That's your mic. You could put the headphones on there. You want to stand? Yeah, because you're a tiny little thing.
I just
Oh, you got to move. I got you.
You said that's a sex seat, and now she thinks it's just people have sex on there, and it's disgusting.
Nope, that's where you're sitting, sir. You're all right over there. This is Dr. Sadie Allison. You can see Doc on Bone TV right now and on Periscope as well. How did you get into this business? What did you do before where you were like, I need to teach people about sex?
I started in high school as the advice giver.
Oh, to your friends?
Yeah, I was nicknamed Little Dr. Ruth.
Why? Were you sexually promiscuous at a young age, or did you just know more?
I knew more. I was explorative, and I was having a good time.
Did you have a bad reputation?
There were girls that would say their things, but I realized in talking to my girlfriends that they were not achieving the big O, and they had boyfriends.
And you were in high school.
I was. And so I wanted to share the pleasure, and I was like, really? Well, do you self-pleasure? Do you know how to do that?
Right.
And they would get shy. And
why? Nobody wants to talk about that, though, when you're in high school.
I know, because everyone's embarrassed, and there's shame put around it and negative messaging. So I wanted to empower my friends to feel comfortable and teach them how to do it. So I taught hundreds of girls throughout my life.
Now, when you say when you say you're teaching them, what are you telling them? Are you showing them? What's going on? Like I'm talking about in high school, just for my own images.
I was just telling them.
Yeah, okay.
I need to clarify.
Right.
Yeah, so I was telling them all about their anatomy, about lubrication, different ways to touch and explore, and it would work. They would learn how to do that and give themselves an O, and then I would be fulfilled. And the gift of giving is so powerful.
Yes.
I was giving them a gift, and that's what I really wanted to do, but I realized that by knowing I gave them that gift and they can run along and explore now, that gave me so much pleasure.
Because you ladies really do get screwed in the whole process. We're a lot easier to please. I didn't mean that
the wind
literally.
blows, you're ready to go. It happens.
But that's the thing. Guys are so much quicker to be satisfied, and it was easy for us to figure our own bodies out. But ladies, you got complicated equipment, and it's been society doesn't like when you talk about it. So you've had a much tougher time. So
that's absolutely right, because our organs and our anatomy all goes inward.
Right.
There's various parts. It takes 20 minutes to get blood flow to even get to a point of arousal. Yeah, it's
and then you can't blame us for not making you satisfied because we don't know what you got. I mean, we have an on-off switch. You guys have like I got to cut a red wire to stop the bomb from going off.
You have to turn two keys at the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's exactly why self-pleasure is so important for women, because I tell the girls, if you don't know your own body, how do you expect him to figure it out?
Yeah.
These guys are fumbling in the dark already.
And you don't tell us. Most girls won't tell you either. We were just talking about Carmen. Carmen likes to tell guys. She's no problem telling guys what to do.
She is so pretty.
Yeah, it's all right. So if we're making sweet love and the worst thing girls could do is fake it. I'd rather you tell me this is terrible than fake it, because if I'm going at 40% and you fake it, I think from now on I only have to go 40% for you to finish. So you've ruined it.
See, now you care, and I love that.
I was when I was younger, more of a giver. Now I'm old and married now. I'm lucky. But I do. You don't want to. I don't want to. It's very easy for me. If I'm going to do it just to finish, I can do it by myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with women is they don't want to hurt your feelings, and that's why women fake it so much, because men have egos, and they don't want to upset you, or they don't want to let you down. Because a lot of guys will try all night long, and like, why?
Yeah. After a while, that gets annoying.
Yeah.
So they don't want to make
shame that comes with it, I think.
For guys?
No, for like the girl, because if you don't, if you deal with young, immature guys, and they're like
you do.
Something's wrong with you.
Yeah, we've created that. It's your fault. If we can't get the job done, we've made you feel like you're broken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's another reason for faking it.
It's sad. And the other thing is a lot of guys have egos, and they wouldn't receive it well. So I know girls that say, I want to tell my guy, but I don't want to hurt his feelings, and then he might get mad at me. And so I would like to suggest to the guys out there to just kind of chill a little bit and open up that conversation and allow your lady to give you that feedback without making her uncomfortable or feeling like you're going to get mad.
Here's the other problem. When it comes to guys, we are a one size fits all. But when it comes to ladies, you are one of 3 options.
Okay.
You're innies, outies, or both. You know what I'm saying? There are a certain amount of girls who can get stimulation as an innie, and then there are certain girls who only get it as an outie, and you have to figure that out with each different girl.
That's right. And you might be the stud with one woman, and you go to your next girlfriend, you got to start all over.
Yeah, different game plan.
Completely different. Everybody likes different things.
So complicated. On top of that, you're all emotional wrecks, too. What do you suggest? Because Carmen and I went to the Todd Supercenter where they have a whole array of museum of dildos.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, we went there and we videotaped it because there are some things there that you just yell at. Is that the Womanizer?
Yes.
Okay, well, Carmen seems to be loving
Oh,
that.
I can't wait to hear.
She didn't use it, but she just opened it up before you came in. But there are so many things to look at that you don't even know where a novice would start in that store.
That's right. It is a big sea of pleasure toys.
Yeah.
There's a lot. And that's why on my website, ticklekitty.com, I have a section called Newcomers.
I'm gonna
Double
go
entendre
to the
there.
website right there.
No pun
Awesome.
intended. That's all the toys. So I curate all the toys on my website for that purpose. One is I want to make sure they're quality, and we have a toy tester team
Yeah.
to make sure they actually work well.
Now, do you get to write those off because you're testing them
Absolutely.
and it's research?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
there
on
you
my
go. Smart.
lingerie, and when I go to strip clubs and all of that stuff,
Yeah,
I get
it's
to
all
write.
research.
It's
Hell
research.
yeah.
I like it.
It's really cool.
TickleKitty.com is where I'm at now. There's stuff for women, men, couples, and a little information about Dr. Sadie. Now let's talk about this thing, the Womanizer. This looks more like something that would suck blackheads out of your nose than it does a sex toy. Although it does look very appealing, it's just similar to
That's
that.
the sexiest description you have. A big otoscope would work.
Yeah.
Zip picker. Okay. So this is a revolutionary toy. Now, I've been selling toys for 15 years.
Right.
I've been in the business for about 30. And it's revolutionary, high-tech luxury. And what it has inside this tip is an air suction technology.
Yeah.
So you probably know where I'm going with this. The number one thing men like in the bedroom, it's 2 letters. It starts with a B.
Yes.
Okay. So this air suction, very gentle, does the same thing for a woman right on her pleasure spot.
Oh.
Yeah.
The future
When I
is
first
now.
heard about it, I was like, oh my God, I need one of those.
Yeah, because I got to tell you, and you know, obviously we have to be delicate the way we say this, but we're talking very clinical. I mean, these are things that women really need to know. Carmen likes emotion like what that does.
Yeah.
But I believe, and I am not one of those people, but I believe for some of them, like Dr. Sadie's putting it on her nose, and it is sucking her nose.
Ever so gently. It's,
Right.
You can feel it just barely here or
Attach
on your nose.
itself.
However, because we have 8,000 nerve endings on the tip of our love there,
It's much more exciting.
very powerful.
See, I like it a little
Here, why don't you
rougher,
try it, Mike?
a little rougher.
Yeah,
but
let me see that thing, Spanish. But see, the thing is, what I'm saying is some guys, if you tell them, Carmen, to do that, oh yeah, how you doing?
Just it's really gentle,
Yeah.
but works great. And here's the thing about this toy that's miraculous, is 52% of the women who tested this achieved a big O in less than 60 seconds.
Oh man, see
It's-
that's good.
You know,
Let's
it's
start the clock, Carmen. Go.
on break. Someone around here can try it.
Here's what I propose that we do is I wanted Carmen to go in my office with the Womanizer, lock the door so nobody could bother her, and she could take a camera in there with her and just put it on her face, and we could watch her on her face and see. We can clock it. We could put a clock on there, Carmen, and see how long it would take. What would be the harm in that?
Jesus.
that's just a lot of pressure. Like, I have no problem going in the office and doing that.
Ooh.
Right.
But with a camera on me,
Yeah, she
that
doesn't need the camera.
that's the thing. Like,
Listen,
that's just too much pressure for me.
Carmen, if you and I went in the office together and there was a camera on me, it'd be a lot of pressure, but I'd still figure it out. You know, can't you go? We'll give you time to go in there and forget the camera's there, and then you could start.
No.
Or you could whisper sweet nothings in her ear, and
Yeah.
she wouldn't know anything else. that was
I'll just
going
run there and punch her in the ear, and she'll finish. What, Carmen? All right. What if we did it without the camera? What if we just had you on the phone or something,
Oh, no.
just like on speaker?
I know.
You forget it's there, and you just do
He's
it.
persistent.
I know.
He's like, you are going to go use that Womanizer toy in the break.
I
Darn it.
find I see the thing with this Carmen is I find if I negotiate with her, things get done.
Oh, okay.
What if
you
Hence
really
her-
know how to work your
Hence
people.
her butthole tattoo.
How about this, Carmen? This will make you more comfortable. You can do it in your own home, in your bedroom, and we'll just have a bunch of listeners in your closet.
Oh, yeah.
I like that idea the best.
All right.
It's more
You want us all to come in there and watch?
setting. What if I record myself, because you guys, you know how you record your farts? Forget your farted.
No, we don't.
I don't do that.
Lady
I don't
here.
know.
Yeah, do that.
It's a doctor in the.
What if I just record myself at home?
Uh,
And then we can bring it in and we can play that audio.
fake.
You're right.
Fake.
You are negotiating with her. She's coming around now.
You would be able to go in my office with the door closed, locked, no cameras.
Okay.
We'll dial. We'll take my desk phone and we'll just put it on speaker and dial, and then you just forget about us. I would do it. I would be in there, and all you'd hear is.
I know, but like I said, because of the things I like to say, like I have.
You got to get dirty
Yeah, I say
by
things to
yourself. You
myself.
talk loud.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's
We'll stay by the
sexy.
dump button. Yeah, we'll just stay
Yeah.
by
We
the.
definitely want to listen.
I do the same thing when I'm cooking.
Do you want Dr. Shady to come in there and videotape it?
Like I always announce when it,
Okay, so that's
good for
fine.
you.
Yeah, so
Do
I,
it like Ed McMahon. Here's Carmen. I don't know. Do it, Carmen. Listen to me. Think. Well, I'm talking to Dr. Sadie. You think about it, and we'll see where you work it out. I would love to get this. By the way, the website again is ticklekitty.com, and this apparatus we're talking about, I'm gonna make it a little sexier, a little more accurate. Before I said it looked like it would suck the blackheads out.
Yeah.
Now think of the thing that they put in your kid's ear when they go in the doctor.
Oh,
it kind of
that's
looks a little like
sexy.
that.
An otoscope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Earwax.
Or someone else said it looks like a pipe.
Yeah, that's hip with the kids these days. What is the thing that looks like it has a little? It's on your best-selling sex toys section. It looks like it has little tentacles on it.
Oh gosh, that could be. What's it called?
I don't know. It was just a cover picture, so I have to find it. Well, let's go through. You have the. Okay, here it is. It's the Love It. It's the piece of the Love It
Oh gosh,
that
yeah.
looks like it has a little.
That's like it's like a rabbit toy where it's got a stimulator that the woman uses, and
Right.
there's a tentacle
That
vibrating piece
spin around or
on the
whatever.
outside for her pleasure spot.
Yeah,
so she's
yeah.
getting dual stimulation.
Does the thing, the vibrating thing that fits around the man's area,
the
does that
rings.
thing work?
Those are awesome.
Really?
Yeah, because it restricts blood flow, and it helps men last longer
Oh yeah.
and stay stronger. If you know what I mean. And so when you guys finish, it's much more powerful.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
so they're
thinking for
really-
her, but if it works for me too, that's fantastic.
Well, the ones that have the vibrating bullets on them, that
Yeah.
part's for her and for her pleasure spot where we need the sensation, and you guys are getting fun too. So couples toys are awesome.
Yeah.
Especially if you're bringing one into the bedroom and your guy is like, okay, I'll try something, but I'm not quite sure. Get something that you can both use at the same time. Makes
I'm
it
afraid
real
it would
easy.
tickle me and I would end up giggling. That's no good.
I'm looking at a series of things for men right now that I don't even understand how they. So the speed shift, that's a ring.
Mhm, yeah, and it's adjustable.
What is the Apollo reversible grip? Does your thing go in there? Oh boy.
I hear from the guys that have tried that it feels like the real thing. So when your girlfriend's tired or on a business trip,
You just bust that out.
yeah, and it's just for variety because you get tired of the same sensation. So why not add different things into the mix just for variety and fun and different types of pleasures and sensations?
Rob, they have a thing that ends in plug. That I'm sure you would appreciate.
Oh, thank you.
There's the Gladiator, which I don't even understand what's going on there. It seems like multiple people would be tied up in that. It looks like a saddle.
That is, if you
Wow.
don't finish in time, you get eaten by a lion. That's what happens.
That's what it looks like. I'm running through all the stuff at ticklekitty.com. This is Dr. Sadie in the studio with us.
Click on that one, the tang up the flip hole.
Which wait, hold on, I go
Bottom
back.
right there.
Hold on.
Other side, Carmen.
Other
Yeah.
right.
Oh, you're over there.
That thing?
Yeah.
The flip
that?
hole?
Yeah.
Well, that looks like a device of a medieval torture.
Yeah.
It
That's
looks like
a-
an old flip phone.
Yeah.
So that's the inside of the toy. It's a men's pleasurizer.
Right.
So again, you use it in the same way. You use some lubricant and you do your thing. But that's Japanese made, so really high quality silicone inside, and it's got all those ridges and bends, so you have all these sensations while you're doing
Japanese
this.
know what's up.
Feature, yeah.
Yeah.
They get crazy.
so it's
Even though they
high
blur
tech.
out the penis in their pornos, when it comes to making toys, they go crazy.
And on their sex toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, you in Spanish? Why don't we make a deal, Carmen?
Yeah.
Rob in Spanish should go try one together if you try one
Oh,
alone.
I don't think.
Okay,
All right.
deal.
Don't-
They have to be on call too, though.
What's that?
Oh no, nobody wants to hear
They
that.
have to be on call too.
You know, I'm kidding. You got the wrong morning show for that. Okay, so what is the best way for a guy to introduce this to their wives without making it seem like there's a problem? Like guys are like, I would want my wife to try that, or even the other way around. A lady to say, hey, we should get this stuff going, but they want to offend the guy.
Right. So first off, Mother's Day is coming up.
Oh, man, that just got weird and
I know, well,
hot at the same time.
Let me tell you, there's so many men right now buying this luxury toy for
For their
wives.
mothers?
For their wives.
Oh.
Yeah, for when the lights go down after the dinner and the flowers
Right.
and all that. I mean, it's a luxury, beautiful toy. And the other thing is there's so many women still that it's very difficult for them to get to the big O.
Yeah.
Right. And so if you have a product here that can get you there in 60 seconds just to get you jump started, it's like the gift from heaven.
Oh,
And
man,
it's a
60
thought, like-
seconds would
Yeah.
that would make.
I was like, are you kidding me? So when I tried this, and I put on my toy tester hat, and it's very important. I was amazed. Like I wouldn't even be here talking about it if I
You say it
wasn't-
like you wore goggles and gloves.
Lab
like
coat.
put a plastic sheet on.
Carmen, why don't you and Dr. Sadie race and see who wins? Did
I
you
think
do that?
I would win. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
I got many years experience, like
You just rattle it off real
pelvic
quick.
floor muscles, your pubic coccygeus muscles.
Do you do exercises?
Yeah, they're
You-
called Kegels.
The squeezing ones or
Yep.
the Kegels? Yeah.
Like-
Do you use a weight?
I don't use weights. I've tried
Oh.
them. I don't need to.
Where does the weight go?
They have products and toys. We actually have one on the site. If you type in Kegel in the search bar. it
Oh,
should
good
come
luck.
up.
She's going to type in
I'll show.
Captain Knievel.
Oh, you remember him? I used to love superheroes. With it.
So you tie it to your private area?
No, it's just a toy that she wears inside,
Oh, I got you.
and it's got a weight.
You gotta
inside.
keep it.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
squeeze so the same muscle that men have too. If you have to go pee real bad,
Right, right.
squeeze
You
to
tighten it
hold.
up.
That's your orgasm muscle.
I should be the Arnold Schwarzenegger of that muscle.
Yeah?
Because I had to pick my son up in Carline every day, and for that hour, I'm like, oh God, oh God. So yeah. So what is that doing for guys though?
So guys, it strengthens the orgasm muscle as well. So the stronger that muscle is in you, the better you are at holding back when you
Oh,
want to.
I got you. Okay.
Or having more powerful ones if you want to. So you have a lot more control in what goes on for you.
That's what I need, more power, I think.
You need more power.
Not that I'm lacking it. I just like to be very powerful in
Guys
every
do.
aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a sense you are.
You're terrible at sensing. This is Crazy Patty. Crazy Patty, you're on with Dr. Sadie. Now, Patty's older and she's a little crazy. What do you want to know, Patty?
Hey, Patty.
Oh, hi, Dr. Sadie. You're so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I have a Brookstone compact personal massager.
Mm-hmm. Quote, massager.
Yeah, and I've used that for my masturbation, but I can't seem to get to the big O.
Okay.
What do you think about, Patty? You ever think about me?
Yeah, once in a while.
Okay. What are we doing?
Okay, well, I'm laying in the bed, and sometimes I'm listening to you,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes I'm listening to Roger and JP,
Uh-huh. Hey there, Patty.
and sometimes I'm thinking about the doctor, and okay, so I'm going round and round and trying to find my clitoris.
All right. We know where you Okay, and what's the problem? You can't find it?
I just can't seem to get it going. I don't know if it's my mind or I think my body isn't connected to my mind.
Well, Doc, just so you know, I would also have a feeling that Patty is probably on some antidepressants, which may be slowing down her achieving the big O, as she likes to call
that
it.
can affect things. So here's what I would suggest is get a new vibrator, and one of the most powerful ones on the market that gets almost every woman there that uses it.
Yeah.
It's called the Hitachi Magic Wand.
Oh, yeah.
That's on my site too, on Tickle Kitty. And it comes in a cordless version or a cord, and so it's electric. It's super powerful. You've probably seen it. It looks like there's
Yes.
almost a tennis ball size head at the tip.
They
and
sell it
a
in
big handle.
a lot of the old school Sears catalogs had it
That's where
as
they
the face
originated.
massager, yeah.
Yeah, so that one I would suggest for you because that will get you there. And
You got to
it
get the good
vibrates
RPMs.
it vibrates the whole area. So you know your pleasure spot. If you get a copy of my books, like there's The Mystery of the Undercover.
Right.
She said the word rhymes with Dolores.
Right. Patty, what you know what you should do? You should buy the wand, and then you should get on your dryer and set it on, or your washer on spin cycle, so everything is just going crazy.
How much does that hibachi one cost, Dr. Sadie?
They're all pretty cheap.
Hitachi.
You're not making fried shrimp.
They're all pretty inexpensive, Patty. What if we buy you one? What if the magic?
That would be sweet.
The magic wand is only $65.
I want one.
Let's get you. There's a Hitachi magic wand's $119. That's
good one.
That's perfect.
There's also the Mystic wand, the one that Carmen's looking at right now.
Oh.
That's battery
yeah.
operated.
Oh, is
that
there a
works
different
really
one?
well too.
Patty
She's
needs something
looking
you can hook up to a car battery.
Oh, okay, so that's the Hitachi magic wand.
Patty needs it to be like a jackhammer. Hook it up to something that they break concrete.
Has a
with.
kickstart.
Yeah.
Two-stroke.
Dr. Sadie, can I please have one?
Well, she doesn't. He's not giving them out. We'll buy you one for Christmas.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Dr. Sadie.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Oh man.
Does she call in regularly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's your buddy. Okay.
Little too
Nothing.
much.
She doesn't do anything regularly.
It's pretty flattering. She thinks about you, and she's trying to do her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, flattering or psychotic. One of the two. Michael, you're on with Dr. Sadie. What do you got, Michael?
Nice. Hey, how is everybody doing? You know, I'm not even going to lie. I didn't know what this content was at first because I just got suspended from work because the person I was working with at the time was listening to Tubby McCrybaby.
Okay.
And I refused. I told him, I was like, look, when the rain stops, if you want me to work, you turn it to my office or you keep it on here or I'm leaving. So he's like, well, you're suspended for 2 days. Well, I was like, kiss my
Well, all
ass.
right, good. Enjoy your 2 days off, sir. We're doing serious dildo talk right now. What do you for Mother's Day? This is not related to your mother. This is the mother in your life, like your wife or something like that. What would you say would be a good entry level? Would we go with the Womanizer? Is that where we're going, or a good like if you're introducing your wife to the first time for one of these? Where do you start?
Well, I always suggest something that you used on the surface, topically.
Right.
Because the other kind could be a little intimidating.
Yeah,
not
a little
sure what
invasive.
Size, and then guys could be like, well, I don't want it to be bigger than I am.
Right.
Yeah. So something like the Womanizer is a great place to start. And it's very focused on just her pleasure. This is just for the pleasure spot for women and will most likely get her there or give her
Quickly.
Yeah, and give her multiples.
Oh.
That's what I found for myself because I know how to get there.
Yeah.
So this
What
was
do you
fast.
when you say that I know how to get there? What do you think? Just because you know where to use it, or what are the factors that help you out so much?
Well, understanding how the body works, that you need to be aroused. And this is a thing, you know how women say, we want foreplay, and it's great, and it feels wonderful. Men like foreplay too.
Yeah.
But it really takes our bodies 20 minutes just to have the blood flow go to our genitals and to have the erectile tissues that we have, just like you do. The same thing happens in our vulva in that area.
Should we have them get on the treadmill first to get the blood flowing? No, it's better for
not a bad
foreplay, I
idea.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I always suggest for toys to go for something topical. So we have something as simple as a vibrating bullet.
Right.
The Tickle Kitty bullet that I sent you guys. It's
We
that
got
pink
that
thing
right
there.
here, yeah.
Real basic, simple, kind of a staple item.
Yeah, my girlfriend likes that because we have
Yeah,
one.
she does.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how you would know, but yeah, she loves that one. That's perfect for her.
Carmen keeps breaking these. Carmen, seriously, Carmen,
Did you break
tell
it?
Dr. Sadie all the ones you broke.
Stop biting down on them, Carmen.
No, I think I just use them too much, you know? So I wear them out very
You realize the doctor's thinking they're
Wow.
supposed to be used a lot.
quickly. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, so like yesterday, I kind of had a lazy day because I have finals this week. So I've just been laying in bed and studying, and I've been doing that a lot. So like yesterday was like 6 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good for
Good.
you.
Yeah.
And you won't do one now for us?
No, I mean, you want me on a phone and camera, and you got to make things way more complicated.
Why don't we let her try the Womanizer and not record it or audio tape it?
All right. Why don't you go in my office by yourself
Okay.
with the Womanizer? We won't even bother you. You lock the door. We'll stay in here.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you what. Go in there,
Yeah.
and then we'll time it, and you come out when you're done.
Yeah, let's time it. I can go in there for a second and debrief her on the product.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you
Yeah.
guys go do that?
Yeah.
They're
Go
like,
go do that real
go in there
quick.
and stay in there.
Yeah. Carmen, you go in there with Dr. Sadie.
Good luck.
Take your shirts off before you go in there. I'm just throwing everything out there. You got a new one?
This one, she has a new one to take home. This one's charged and ready. We'll just go wash the tip. This hasn't been used. Okay.
You want to wash it? Or you just want me to lick it real quick? All right, go ahead. Do, but let me know. Spanish, you go with them just so you. Well, no, I guess when Dr. Sadie comes back in here is when we know that you're
Start
ready to
timing,
go.
yeah.
Okay. Look at me. You have my word. Nobody will bother you.
Yeah.
Okay, you know I don't lie to you.
No cameras.
No cameras at all. You kidding me? If there are, they catch me doing a lot of nose picking while I'm in there.
Trust like that would be.
Yeah, no. I would never do that.
Yeah, then you'd have to deal with me.
Right. I would never do that to you. No cameras in there. No phone calls. Nobody's gonna try and sneak in or anything. But we'll stay in here, and you just tell the truth, because obviously it's not going to always take everybody 50 seconds. Right. So if it takes you 2 minutes or whatever, you just whenever you're done, you're done.
Okay.
All right. Why are you hugging Spanish?
Oh, good luck.
What did he do?
I need the juices flowing.
All right, I'm going to take a break and play some commercials while you guys get set up. Don't start until we're back on the air. All right, Carmen's going in with Dr. Sadie. Dr. Sadie's website is ticklekitty.com, and very appropriately titled.
What are you gonna do with that extra one? Just wondering.
Caitlin asked me if I could bring it home to her because she likes it.
She literally asked me, "Hey, can you get something home for us?"
Yeah, I got Mother's Day. Oh, this was. We'll see. I'll bring it home to my wife. Then you could have it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna send it to your mom.
I want to try it. We'll try it at my house, and you guys could try it.
Oh, I'm sure that's
I'm
sanitary.
actually sending one to his mom, so
Yeah.
she doesn't need to.
We'll take a break, and then we'll test Carmen in her Womanizer to see how long it takes when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. It's going to be pretty hot.
The Mike Calta Show on 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw radio on 102.5 The Bone. It won't always make sense, but that says more about them than it does you. It's the Mike Calta Show.
It is the Mike Calta Show. 8:48. Dr. Sadie Allison is here. If you are by a computer, especially if you're a lady, I mean, guys, you're going to want to go look at this for your lady, but you probably already checked if you're listening to the show. But ladies, you want to check out ticklekitty.com. Dr. Sadie's been on the show before, but she's finally in the studio with us, and she's got a whole slew of things. Now, in addition to obviously being Mother's Day, and when you think about this, you don't think about your mother, but the mother and, your wife as a mother. But it is also National Masturbation Month.
That's right.
Masturbation?
Hell
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah, it started back in 1995. I don't know. Do you remember Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders?
Yes, and she suggested, right?
Yes, that self-pleasure be taught in the curriculum in sex education in schools.
Yeah.
And she got fired for that by Clinton.
Which is so odd because he was the most perverted president, and he succumbed to the pressure.
Right?
Yeah. Now, I went to Catholic school from first grade to my senior year in high school until my first year in college, as a matter of fact. And we, out of nowhere, the kids who went home for lunch came back, running back to school one day with these letters that they got at home that my Catholic school was going to be holding 6 after-school sex education classes. And we were blown away. We couldn't believe that it was happening. And it was the absolute worst thing in the world.
Oh, no, why?
Because they had co-ed classes taught to you by old ladies who didn't know anything really about sex.
Right.
And a lot of nuns there. Nothing ruined it more.
All
and
uncomfortable.
so uncomfortable. But for a guy like me, it was great because I didn't care. So we just found the humor in it.
Right.
But it didn't serve any purpose. You learn about sex from your older friends. That's how you find out.
Or porn, which is a horrible teacher.
Horrible teacher.
Horrible. It's
Because
not
you
what
think
women
girls
wanna
like to be
watch.
jackhammered.
Right.
And you think every girl likes you to finish in the same spot, which usually they don't.
Yeah,
And you find
it's
out the
true.
hard way.
It doesn't show men pleasing women. It shows them doing their thing more for their pleasure.
Right.
And so it really doesn't set up even our young generation now who's watching a lot. But the education thing, it's really sad that there's still abstinence only education going on because they're really just disservicing our youth because
Sure.
they're going to do it
They're
anyway.
gonna do it, and
So
they're not gonna do it
teach
the
them how
right
to
way.
protect themselves.
Right.
You know,
And although I have to tell you, I think this next generation and the current one now, like his and maybe the next one,
millennials, yeah.
they're using condoms and they're a lot more open about it. But I never thought, I talk to kids now about smoking. I don't talk to them, but if it comes up, all the kids say, ew, gross. When I was a kid, it was still cool to smoke.
Right.
I never smoked a cigarette in my life, but all the cool kids did. But now with all these ads and all these TV commercials and stuff, why a kid would smoke, I don't know. So the same thing has kind of happened. We've been able to talk openly about sex. You see it more on TV. So the next generation of kid knows they don't want to get diseases. They want to stay healthy, but yet they want to enjoy their sex lives.
Right, and the thing about the sex education industry it's come a long way. I mean, we're still in a revolution with people and women are embracing it.
Yeah.
There's more empowerment going on, but it's still not taught in school. So you might learn about STDs and birth control, but where do people ever really learn how to give pleasure to someone
Sure.
and how to receive it and feel good about it.
And it's too taboo still, I think, for them to talk about it in school because they don't want to get in trouble.
But that's where like my books come into play. I have 6 best-selling books,
Yeah.
and they're all on different sexual topics.
And by the way, I have to point out to our listeners that these are not the kind of giant books where you're like, I'm never going to read this. I won't understand that. They're a nice illustrated,
Pictures, yeah,
small books that you can get right to the point of what you want. Yeah, that's
point and play.
Yeah.
They're really easy to read. There's humor, bullet points, and lots of drawings. So it's really the type of book that's accessible, and you can actually check it out and then take some techniques from it and try them.
That's the way they should be.
Yeah, and this book here, Tickle His Pickle, Your Hands-On Guide to Penis Pleasing. I have been thanked by men around the world for putting this out there, but because women never really learn how to please a man.
Right.
Like you've probably experienced women that didn't have any idea on how to really do it right.
Yeah, but I got to tell you though, it's not the same for men and women. A 20% woman's attempt is fine. We'll still be okay. Whereas if a guy is 20% on a girl, it's like she's
Please
just,
stop.
yeah,
Just stop.
yeah.
Just stop, Carmen. So you want to know the number one thing that men tell me they want when it comes to receiving pleasure in this way?
I in my head I have the answer.
Okay.
Say what you're gonna. I don't know if I could even say it, so you say it.
Enthusiasm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They'd much
I like my girl to look annoyed. Like she can't wait to finish.
They'd much rather have a girl that maybe might not be that good at the 20%, but she's into it. She's trying. She wants to be pleasing you. First,
I would have said crying. No, that's not right. What?
Running mascara.
I can tell you,
mascara.
we were talking about this off the air. I've been married for. I have to look and see. Oh, my son's out of the car. I've been married for 13 years. Been with my wife longer. She still. Will go down on me. That's the way I have to say it. Almost at, I would say I have a 90% return rate on asking. That I don't hear that a lot from my friends. And we'll do
great.
crazy car stuff and all. Yeah, that's I think what's good.
So do you reciprocate? Does she have a 90%?
She doesn't beat me off. Yeah, I mean beat me off like with a stick,
Yeah.
and then beat me away.
Bad at talking.
I'm always the only time now that I'm old and I like when we go out to dinner and we go home and go to bed now we just want to go to sleep. But we wake up in the morning, I'm ready to go.
I like morning too.
Yeah.
Quickies are great. They're
Yep.
fine. You don't have to have marathon sex all the time. And then you jump right in the shower. It's perfect.
Yeah. I actually like to lay there on my own stank for a little while.
Just reminisce.
Carmen, are you ready to give the Womanizer a shot?
Yes.
Okay. Are you feeling comfortable? Are you nervous?
Not really nervous. No, I have I got everything set up.
Did you receive instructions from Dr. Sadie?
Yeah, she cleaned it for me and
Okay.
taught me how to use it. And
In my
everything
mind,
like
she
that.
goes, "Let me clean it for you." And she licked the tip of your Womanizer.
You
Don't
know
ruin it.
her
Don't ruin
so
it. I know that
well.
probably didn't happen, but just let's leave it at that.
Oh, man.
By the way, there's some ladies on the phone with questions. I will get to your calls here in a minute. I just want to get Carmen all set up. If you got a question for Dr. Sadie, 1-800-771-1025 or 727-579-1025, and you can go to ticklekitty.com and look around there while you're waiting. Bullets, eggs, rabbits, G-spots, they got it all there. All right, Carmen, you want to go in and try?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Well, you're
right.
anxious now.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. You going to sit on the couch in my office? I just want to know where to take a nap after the show.
Yeah, I'll let you know exactly what
Okay,
happened.
good. All right, and look, again, I want you to be calm. Nobody's going to leave the studio.
Okay.
Make sure you lock the door, though, because I don't know who else is out in the hall. All right, Carmen, I want to get the clock going. Like, how do I know when you're about to start?
I was actually telling Dr. Sadie something because I have a song that I use.
All right.
and
Which one? I want to listen to it while you're doing it.
You
In
know,
here.
we've already been
I'll pull
through
it up.
this.
I'll pull it up.
It's
Drake.
The Zone by The Weeknd, and when Drake part hits,
That's
around,
when you're done?
I mean, that's when I know like if it's gonna happen or not. And normally he sets it over.
Okay, of course it's explicit.
Yeah, but he has this line. It says, "Wipe that lipstick off your mouth.
And
Get on that couch."
oh wow.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why don't we just put a minute on the clock, start that, and as soon as the minute's up, then she can,
Well, let's not put too much pressure on
No,
her.
no,
Woman
yeah.
has to be
Just go
relaxed.
ahead
so she can
Go!
take your time, okay?
Take your time. I just want to know. All right, I'm gonna let you
got it.
go.
No, but I'm saying put a minute and then start the clock.
No, what Spanish? You just let me know when the door is closed. Okay. When the door is closed, then we will. Let me get my
She's
clock
gonna
going.
have to get position.
yeah.
Clothes
Take it.
off.
That's fine. I'll when it's over, I'll take a minute off the time.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta get the watch. Clock. I don't know. You're good, Carmen. Go in there and
Good luck, Carmen.
get all set up.
Is this hazing?
No,
This
is nowhere
this
near
is
that.
in her job description.
you guys go away.
Let me know when the door's closed.
Door's
man.
closed.
All right, so let's wait another 20 seconds for her to take her clothes off and get settled and stuff.
She's got to get her song up on iTunes.
Right.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Sadie Allison. Her website is ticklekitty.com. Carmen, all right, I'm going to start the clock now. Carmen is in my office with her toy called the Womanizer, which has kind of like a suction tip on it.
Yeah, air pleasure technology.
Yeah, air pleasure.
Really luxurious and innovative.
I'm holding
Very
it up
different.
for Bone TV, Joe, if you want to grab a shot of that. There you go. And there's a series of books. There's also lubrication. There's a whole bunch of things. And if you go to the website, ticklekitty.com, you can see all that. Great for Mother's Day. Great for any sort of
Arbor Day.
Any
Yeah,
woman,
Arbor
any
Day.
person with a pleasure spot. And by the way, I didn't mention this, but the Womanizer, because it's Mother's Day and I want everybody to be fully pleased, I'm giving away with the Womanizer a set of my 6 books.
Oh, great.
Plus the Slippery Kitty Lube and that Tickle Kitty Bullet.
The
there.
pickle
Whoa.
pleaser goes too?
Well, not the pickle pleaser. That's separate. But all of these products right here, the books and the lube, they all come with it. for
Good.
free.
Okay, that is fantastic.
Kelly and I have used your Ride 'em Cowgirl book
Oh, you
or
did?
whatever it was. Yeah. It's a
What a
good time.
coincidence.
Yeah. So it's fun if you got nothing really to do and you want to try out some new stuff.
That's awesome. Did you have a good time?
yeah, it was exciting.
I have a
Not gonna lie.
question.
There's 100 position illustrations in here. That
What are you
give-
up to,
give
Smash?
ideas.
How many
Yeah.
did you do?
I think we've only done like 4 or 5 of them. Some of them, the pictures make it look easy, but if you're not that flexible, like sometimes I
Spanish
think I'm
says if
like-
your penis is inadequate in length, it's
Or-
not
Oh,
able to do
that's-
all
Well,
the.
One way to
you
be
know what?
rude.
When I wrote this book, I didn't want it to be like the Kama Sutra or some book that really wasn't accessible
Right.
and easy to use. And instead of just putting positions and saying, okay, everybody, go at it, have fun, it's like, well, what do you do in these positions that
Yeah.
make you a good lover? So, you've had guys that say, oh, she rocked my world or she was a dead fish.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I wanted to get to the bottom of that and figure out, so what did the girl that was great and got all the kudos and rocked, well, how was she in the same position? What made her so great? And so I did all my research. I took in my own personal research, talked to hundreds, thousands of people, and I write in the book for men and women what to do in each position that makes you a good lover.
Oh, good.
Where you're supposed to look, where he wants to be touched, how to hold the leg, how to move and swivel. And
I missed that part.
you
That would've
you
been
need to
helpful
go
to
back
read.
and do your
Yeah,
lesson
we
in
just
here.
we just looked and pointed at pictures and we're like, oh, we could do it. It's easy.
Well, that
Not
works
so.
too.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
When I was a kid, Dr. Ruth was really the only sex therapist. And we used to joke and we used to go, would Dr. Ruth be the best at having sex because she knows all this stuff? Or would she be a pain in the ass constantly telling you what to do and
Good
where to go? So really, it'd be much more of a question for you than it would be ever to ask old ass Dr. Ruth. Are you like ready to go, or is every time you have sex is it a chore? Like I got to listen to you give me instructions and all that. Your boyfriend seems pretty happy.
Yeah.
He is a happy guy.
Yeah.
Well,
Because you're the tester.
I'm
You're
the
like,
tester.
hey man, I
I'm
got
the
this new thing.
experimenter.
Yeah.
I would say that I'm a generous lover.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I always promote to men and women. Be a generous lover. And especially to guys, because they ask me, well, how do I get my wife to have more sex with me? And I say, well,
Drugs.
What are you doing? What are you doing for her in the bedroom? Are you giving her a reason to want to have a lot of sex
Yeah.
with you? And a lot of guys aren't being generous. So I say, it's not about you and your pleasure, because that will happen. The wind blows, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
You'll get yours. You just focus on her pleasure 100%. Keep
And-
doing that, and it'll come back 100-fold.
And at least in my opinion, let her go first.
Always.
Because if I go first, I just want to go to bed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, I'll stick it out, but I'm sticking it out at that point. And if I don't, I'm enthusiastic about it at that point.
Exactly. Not only will it get her body more warmed up if you let her go first,
Right.
and she can have several, which you should also
Yeah.
do. You'll last longer, and she'll be happier, and then she'll want to have more sex with you. It's pretty simple.
I gotta
But
tell
you
ya.
have to put out, because unfortunately, God made our bodies where they don't align. Your pleasure is all at the top, where
Yeah.
you know it is. Ours is in the pleasure spot, and they don't align naturally.
Plus, women don't like porn like we do.
Yeah.
Well, there are actually a lot of girls that do.
Yeah, but they want different lovey girl on girl porn or something where we guys want to see dirty.
Have you seen Andrew Blake's stuff?
No,
Oh, that's really sensual, beautiful, classy.
I'm out.
Check it out, because the ladies that
I
you
want
with
mine to be
might like
about
that.
human trafficking. I wanted to be. No, I'm just kidding. No. I'm just like we went to the. I'm kidding. When we went to the Todd, Carmen and I, they have all sorts of porn. And they had one section was like married couple porn. You're like, ugh. But that's what most chicks like. My wife's not a prude or anything like that, but it doesn't have the same effect for her that it does for me. Like, I'll watch anything. I'll watch a fat girl go to town. Even Ron Jeremy doesn't ruin it for me.
No?
I'm just ready. No, I'm not. I mean, not just Ron Jeremy. There have to be there have to be chicks around as well. Sue, you're on with Dr. Sadie. What do you got, Sue?
Yes, I just wanted to ask the doctor if any of her books would be appropriate for like an adolescent boy.
Absolutely.
Good question.
Yeah, that's a great question. And absolutely, these are the fundamental guides that I think all high school kids should read. It talks about men's anatomy, women's anatomy, the importance of lubrication, techniques in pleasing, how to communicate. So these are like the instruction guides that everybody should read. And I've had a lot of people tell me that, like, God, I wish I had this when I was 18. That
Yeah.
would saved me a lot of grief and heartache.
Sue, how old is your, I assume it's your son?
Yes,
How old?
he's just turned 12, but it's something that I know
Well-
he's asking questions about.
You know what I would suggest then? Because that's, well, in today's world with smartphones and all the kids seeing porn by 9 years old, they know way more than we realize. So just you always use that rule of thumb that he's probably already seen stuff
it,
like this.
yeah.
So what you can do is get the book and you read it first, check it out, and you can decide what you think is age appropriate at this time. But really, all of this is about pleasure. It's really about
I
pleasure
can tell you,
technique.
Sue, as a guy who was a 12-year-old boy at one point, the best thing was a book that we had stolen that was a clinical sex guide book, because anything you did hear on the streets that you couldn't figure out and you were afraid to ask, you could look up in that book.
Exactly.
So that definitely would help.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of research for these books, and I have a doctorate in human sexuality, and I've talked with many people. So it's really great fundamental information, and I would say it's probably okay, although depending on how much of the pleasure techniques you want to expose to him.
Yeah.
But it's really about having good relationships, and when a man can understand a woman's body and know the importance of pleasing her, that's going to set him up right for his future.
Yeah, and then show him the page with the plugs on it and tell him to stay out of prison. That helps too. Michael, you're on with Dr. Sadie. What do you have?
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, that's Michael again. You hung up before I was able to ask my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Oh, no problem. It's just I was seeing if there's any way I could fix my relationship, because quick backstory, at my job, I got everybody that switched to a different radio station to listen to your show in the morning.
Yeah, I don't. The same old story. What does it have to do with you and sex? And let's go to Ed. Ed, what do you got? Ed said he has a warning for buying the fake Hitachi wand. Would you break it?
No, my wife's wand, the cord got frayed on it, so she went online to buy one, and she saw one that was like for $20. But when the thing arrived, it was, all it was wires going into the head. The actual Hitachi has got a motor in it.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's a major thing. So you don't want to buy a fake one.
By the way, your wife frayed out the wires. Good job, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only carry the top, the original one.
Yeah, I actually had to go in and rewire it for her so that
nice.
would work.
What'd you do, 220? 110? What do you got over there?
Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. Matt, you're on with Dr. Sadie. What do you got, Matt? So many guys today. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Go
Matt.
ahead.
Yeah, no, my question is about, sometimes I have a hard time like finishing because if we go more than like 5 minutes or so, I get desensitized. So I was just curious, is there any way that I could increase my sensitivity?
I'm sure she loves that.
Okay, here's a question. Do you self-pleasure often?
I used to, but now that I have a girlfriend, we have fun a lot, very often.
Okay, because that's the one thing I'd recommend is stop doing that with yourself, because it's a common problem. A lot of guys will watch porn and they'll pleasure themselves, and they get used to the speed and the tightness that they can do to themselves. And then when they're with a real live woman, which can't compete with your fist, they get desensitized. So really, I would stop doing that altogether and see how that works.
Okay, but there's nothing that I could do to like make the nerves or whatever more sensitive?
No.
Just stop using it for a little while. You guys should go every 3 days. Skip a couple of days and let it build up.
Okay, good advice.
All right, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the room, Carmen.
Oh my gosh, she's back quick. Yeah.
technically on the clock 9 minutes and 3 seconds, but we got to take some time off, shave some time off of that for setup and nerves.
Right.
Everything good? You finished out?
Yeah.
Did you do it at the time? Did you finish out when Drake was there?
Like right after he was
Really?
done.
Wow,
Yeah.
bravo.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Let me tell
Womanizer
you,
came through.
if the Womanizer can get Carmen to finish in under 9 minutes with 6-7 people waiting in the room next door
Yeah,
for her,
that's
that's pretty
pressure.
good.
Let's be
That's
honest,
good.
we're creeps.
Carmen, did you time it on your phone, like the actual time you were using it?
No, I didn't. I got set up, and then once I laid down, I started my music.
So how many minutes should we take off of the 9 for your setup, do you think?
I mean, it was a good 3-minute setup.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I had to make the room dark, but I didn't want it pitch black, so I had to turn on the fireball machine.
Oh,
And then I
man.
had
What a good sport you have here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's a
Well,
trooper.
good for you, Carmen.
She's a trooper. So let's say an average of 6 minutes.
It was probably like 4:30.
So, but I would
Wow.
tell you, even at 9 minutes, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
4.5.
Yeah. Good job,
Wow.
Carmen.
I know what I
All right, now go try again. See if you can beat it. Just kidding.
I don't think it works
A
like that.
new state record.
I feel like we've learned a lot today. This has been fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. You guys are awesome.
TickleKitty.com is the website. You can go there and you can see Dr. Sadie and all the products that she has. May is Masturbation Month, or Self-Pleasure Month.
Self-Pleasure Month. Yep.
Let's get it right. And there's some really interesting things on here that I have never seen before, and like several people have wondered and called about. There is something here for you. I can guarantee you that.
Absolutely.
Whatever you like, even if you don't want to admit it or talk about it, or if you've always wanted to try it, you can do that.
And it's nice because it's private online. You don't have to walk into a store. You can kind of take your time.
That's a good question. How does it arrive to your house?
Discreet packaging.
Yeah.
No clue as to what's inside. Just plain brown box.
Kind of like Amazon. You have no idea. Like
Well,
my
they got
wife,
a big sticker that says
Yeah, but
Amazon.
I'm just saying, like my wife, I don't know. She could be ordering the Hitachi wand for all I know. There's books, so you're gonna get the Womanizer. This is all the stuff that comes with the thing.
Yeah.
God, you tell him. I don't want to screw it up.
All 6 of my best-selling, award-winning books.
Right.
Tickles, Pickle, Ride 'em, Cowgirl, Tickle My Tush, etc.
Tickle your fancy.
Yeah.
Toygasms.
Everything you need to know. Slippery Kitty Lube, which is actually my signature line. I created it. So
Okay.
it's paraben and glycerin free, which means it's safe for female body use.
Good.
Yeah.
I
And
just use mayonnaise. That never works.
Oh my gosh.
wow. On that note, a little secret I have is hair conditioner in the shower. If you ever
Really?
yeah. Have you ever try it?
No, I felt like that would burn me and you.
No, didn't burn me.
Really?
But I don't know.
No, hey, look.
And it so the Womanizer comes with the 6 books, the Slippery Kitty Lube, water-based, and as well as the Tickle Kitty Bullet Vibe that you were playing with over there,
I
and
got
free
it.
shipping.
I got
Free
it right
shipping.
over here.
Nice.
I
Yeah,
have
off-
to tell you,
yeah,
this
camera.
is a great promotion, and all you ladies are listening to the show, and all you guys that want to do something nice for your lady, TickleKitty.com. Dr. Sadie, it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully, in the next, really, you should incorporate Christmas into your season.
Should I come back?
I think you should come
December?
back. I don't know if we could wait until February.
And by the way, I'm on social media. Twitter is at Dr. Sadie. Facebook, Instagram, Dr. Sadie Allison. Come check it out.
Yeah, and unlike most sex doctors that you've grown up, look, Dr. Sadie's really good looking. Because there's Dr. Ruth, and then there was that really old lady on TV. What was
Sue
her name?
Johansson?
Sue
Out
Johansson.
of Canada, yeah.
I don't know what people are getting. That's the kind of people that were teaching me in school. Sue Johansson, old ass, ugly men looking nuns.